Chosen one, listen, a silence is about to fall upon the earth, a darkness deeper than the night. The lights of man will fail, the towers will flicker out, and the nations will tremble in confusion. But this is no accident. It is written, when the blackout comes, the proud will stumble, the deceivers will be exposed, and the idols of this world will collapse into nothing. Yet in the midnight hour, the true will be revealed. For those who walk with God will not be swallowed by the dark. They will become the light. The blackout is not the end. It is the trumpet. It is the dividing line. It is the moment when heaven asks, who will stand, who will shine, who is chosen? The prophetic pattern of blackout from the very beginning of Scripture to the final pages of prophecy, darkness has always preceded transformation. It is never random, never meaningless, never a mere absence of light. It is the stage on which the Almighty sets his hand to work. The blackout that is coming is not merely the shutting off of man's electricity or the crumbling of fragile systems. It is the prophetic pattern repeating, the voice of heaven echoing across time, declaring once again, prepare yourself for what is about to be again. Look back to the first chapter of Genesis. Before God said, let there be light, there was darkness. The earth was void, covered in shadow, a silence over the deep. Yet in that silence the Spirit of God hovered. The first move of God began in darkness. Out of that formless void, light broke forth, order replaced chaos, and creation was born. This is the divine pattern, first darkness, then light, first the blackout, then the revelation. The coming blackout is not the end of the story, but the beginning of a greater unfolding. The same pattern repeats in Egypt. Pharaoh lifted himself up as a god, oppressing the people of the Lord, filling his empire with idols and arrogance. Then came the plagues, judgments wrapped in signs, and one of those judgments was darkness. Not a natural night, but a thick, unnatural darkness that could be felt. The palaces of Pharaoh were silent, the torches gave no light, the land was swallowed. But in the place called Goshen, where the people of God dwelled, there was light. Again, the pattern is revealed, darkness over the proud, but light preserved for the chosen. The coming blackout is not just about systems failing or grids falling. It is a spiritual Goshen moment, a dividing line between those swallowed in chaos and those carried in light. Fast forward to Calvary, as the Son of God hung upon the cross, bearing the sins of the world. The sun itself refused to shine. Darkness fell at noon. For 3 hours, creation groaned in silence as redemption was being purchased. Again the pattern, before resurrection, darkness, before the dawn of salvation, the blackout. That darkness was not absence, but announcement. It was the sign that the greatest exchange in history was taking place, the Lamb taking away the sins of the world. The coming blackout carries the same prophetic weight, a sign that the world is at the threshold of a turning, a shaking, a divine unveiling. Even in the end of days, the pattern remains. The prophets saw it. Joel declared that the sun will be darkened, the moon turned to blood before the coming of the great and terrible day of the Lord. Revelation speaks of seals opened, trumpets sounded, bowls poured out, and darkness descending on the kingdom of the beast. The blackout is not chaos. It is choreography. It is written. It is ordained. It is the great stage of heaven declaring that time is short, that judgment is near, and that God is not mocked. So why does God use darkness? Why does he allow the blackout? Because darkness reveals what light hides. When the lights of man are on, when the systems of the world are humming, people trust in illusions. They trust in the glow of their screens, the hum of their machines, the money in their accounts, the power of their leaders. They forget that every breath is borrowed, every system fragile, every empire dust. But when the lights go out, the illusions shatter. In the blackout, men are forced to face the truth, that they are not gods, that they are not in control, that the very things they leaned on were vapor. Darkness strips away the false, it silences the noise, it makes the proud tremble, but for those who know the one who is light, the blackout becomes a canvas for glory. For in the absence of man's light, the radiance of God shines brighter. In the silence of systems, his voice thunders louder. In the stillness of fear, his presence burns more real. The blackout is the great revealer. It does not simply stop the world, it unmasks it. The prophetic pattern of blackout is also a test. In Egypt, the darkness revealed the futility of idols. In Calvary, it revealed the weight of sin. In the end times, it will reveal the futility of rebellion. And in our lives, the blackout reveals where our trust truly lies. Do we panic when the lights go out, or do we lift our eyes to the one who dwells in unapproachable light? Do we stumble, or do we shine? The chosen are not exempt from the blackout, but they are sustained in it. Consider also the ancient feasts. The Passover was marked by night, by families huddled in homes, while judgment swept across Egypt. The deliverance came at midnight. Pentecost was marked by fire at dawn, but it was birthed in the waiting of silence. Even the return of Messiah is likened to a thief in the night, sudden, unexpected, shattering complacency. Again the pattern: darkness before dawn, silence before sound, blackout before glory. The coming blackout is not just prophecy, it is mercy. For in his mercy God halts the world. In his mercy he shakes what can be shaken, so that what cannot be shaken may remain. In his mercy he tears away the veil of illusion, so that men might repent, return, awaken. What seems like wrath is also grace. The blackout is both judgment and invitation. And so, chosen one, hear this: the blackout is coming, and it will shake nations, but do not fear. Remember the pattern. Out of darkness came creation, out of darkness came deliverance, out of darkness came redemption, out of darkness will come the final glory. The blackout is not the end, it is the beginning of a greater revealing. When the lights go out, lift your eyes. When the silence falls, tune your ears. When the nations tremble, stand firm. For the prophetic pattern is unfolding once again, and those who endure will see the dawn. The separation in the darkness, whenever darkness falls, it does not simply cover, it divides. It does not merely silence, it separates. It exposes what could not be seen in the daylight of man's illusion. The coming blackout will not be only a global event of silence and stillness. It will be a dividing line written from eternity, a moment where two camps are revealed: the fearful and the faithful, the counterfeit and the chosen. Consider again the night in Egypt. The ninth plague came without warning. A darkness fell upon the land, not like the setting of the sun, but a suffocating, tangible shadow. For 3 days the Egyptians groped in blindness. The palaces of Pharaoh were mute, the marketplaces empty, the idols useless, the magicians powerless. But in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel dwelt, there was light. The same night blanketed both Egypt and Goshen, yet the difference was absolute. The same world, the same darkness, but two destinies: judgment for the oppressor, protection for the chosen. The blackout separated them, so it will be again. Darkness is the great revealer. When light shines, all things look similar. When noise fills the air, all voices blend. But in silence, the true voice is heard. In the blackout, the true light shines. The separation is not arbitrary, it is eternal. It is the fulfillment of a truth that has always been. The wheat and the tares grow together until the harvest. The wise and foolish virgins all wait together until the midnight cry. The sheep and the goats share the same pastures until the judgment seat. But when the darkness falls, the difference is revealed. The blackout strips away all masks. In the daylight, hypocrisy thrives. The actors of religion play their parts. The deceivers cloak themselves in smiles. The proud parade their illusions. But when the lights go out, the masks fall. Pretenders will be exposed, for counterfeit light cannot shine in the absence of electricity. It requires man's systems to keep burning. But the light of the chosen is not powered by man, it is powered by the Spirit, and when the blackout comes, that light will burn brighter than ever. This is the hour when lukewarmness will not survive. For in the dark, the lukewarm will stumble like those who have no anchor, while the faithful will walk in unseen strength. The blackout will divide those who merely knew about God from those who truly knew Him. It will separate those who had oil in their lamps from those whose lamps are empty. At the midnight cry, 5 virgins awoke to joy, and 5 awoke to despair. So too, when the blackout comes, many will awaken, but not all will awaken to light. The separation will also be global. Nations that trusted in their idols of technology and wealth will collapse into chaos. Governments that exalted themselves as saviors will be stripped of their power. Cities that glowed with man-made brilliance will be drowned in silence. And yet, in the midst of the chaos, there will be pockets of light, houses of prayer shining like beacons, men and women whose faces reflect the radiance of the eternal. The world will learn in that hour that no power grid, no empire, no invention can outshine the light of God in the soul of the chosen. This is why the blackout is both judgment and mercy. Judgment for the proud, the deceivers, the unrepentant. Mercy for the chosen, the faithful, the humble. For in that separation, those who belong to Him will finally see that they are not alone. When all else is stripped away, they will behold the light within them, the light that no darkness can overcome. The blackout will make them realize that they were chosen for this very hour, to shine when all else fails. But understand this, the separation will not be comfortable. The children of Israel were preserved in Goshen, but they still heard the cries of Egypt. They still felt the weight of a nation groaning under judgment. The blackout will be no different. The chosen will see the trembling of nations, the panic of crowds, the collapse of systems. Fear will be everywhere, but it will not touch them as it touches the world. For while the world fears the dark, the chosen know the one who dwells in unapproachable light. This is the meaning of being chosen, not that the chosen escape the night, but that they endure it with light. Not that they are lifted out of the trial, but that the trial reveals who they truly are. The blackout will not destroy them, it will define them. It will set them apart as witnesses, as living torches, as voices crying in the silence. This is the way, walk in it. So then, chosen one, prepare yourself, for the blackout is not a threat to you, it is a call to stand. It is the moment where the true is revealed and the false crumbles. Do not fear the separation, for it was foretold. The midnight cry must come, the lamps must be tested, the line must be drawn. The blackout will expose, but it will also empower. It will strip, but it will also seal. It will divide, but it will also define. When the world stumbles in panic, stand still. When the nations scream in fear, remain in peace. When others grope in confusion, walk in clarity. For the blackout is the hour of unveiling, and the chosen will shine. And remember this mystery, the darkness of Egypt led to the deliverance of Israel. The blackout of Calvary led to the resurrection. The final darkness will lead to the ultimate dawn. Separation is not the end, it is the beginning of redemption. So lift up your lamp, fill it with oil, guard the flame within you, for the blackout is coming, and when it does, the world will see 2 kinds of people, those who stumble and those who shine. And you, chosen one, are called to shine. The judgment and the mercy, the blackout, is not simply a sign of wrath. It is also a vessel of mercy. To the blind eye, it will look like chaos, collapse, punishment. But to those who understand the ways of God, it is something far deeper. The blackout is both judgment and mercy intertwined, a 2-edged sword cutting through the world. It strikes down pride, yet lifts up humility. It topples idols, yet protects the faithful. It silences rebellion, yet calls the repentant to return. From the beginning, God has always moved in both judgment and mercy. The two are never separated. In Noah's flood, judgment came upon the world, yet mercy preserved 8 souls in an ark. In Egypt, plagues fell like fire upon Pharaoh's land, yet mercy preserved the children of Israel, leading them toward freedom. On Calvary, judgment fell upon sin, crushing the weight of iniquity, yet mercy opened the door of eternal salvation. This is the mystery of the Almighty, judgment to awaken, mercy to redeem, and so it will be again in the blackout. The judgment of the blackout is clear. It will expose the fragility of man's pride. Nations boast in their power, their technology, their endless light, their empires built on electricity and control. But when the power grids collapse, when the towers fail, when the night becomes silent, all those boasts will crumble into dust. The cities that never sleep will become graveyards of fear. The stock markets, the systems of trade, the illusions of wealth, all will vanish in the darkness. Judgment will show the world that what they trusted was smoke, what they worshipped was powerless. The blackout is God's verdict upon the arrogance of man, but in the same darkness there is mercy, for when illusions collapse, truth can be seen. When the idols are torn down, eyes can finally look upward. When the systems fail, hearts can return to the one who never fails. The blackout is mercy because it forces mankind to pause, to awaken, to face the reality they tried so long to escape. In the silence, the voice of God thunders. In the stillness, his whisper pierces. In the terror, his mercy calls, "Return to me." The judgment is severe, yet the mercy is greater. In Egypt, the darkness that fell was unbearable for the Egyptians, yet it was a shield for Israel. In the same way, the blackout will be unbearable for those who live in rebellion, but for the chosen it will be mercy. It will prove to them once again that their God is real, that his light never fails, that his presence is their refuge. The blackout is mercy to the faithful because it will strip away distractions and make his presence undeniable. But mercy is not only for the faithful, it is also for the lost. The thief on the cross had but one final moment in darkness before eternity. In that moment he cried out, and mercy embraced him. In the blackout, many who once mocked God will cry out. Many who once chased idols will suddenly see their emptiness. Many who once ran from truth will run back to it. Mercy will reach out in the night. Even in judgment, the arms of God will still be open. The blackout will be the last chance for many, a final call, a final mercy before the dawn of judgment that cannot be turned back. Yet not all will receive mercy. Some will harden their hearts. Pharaoh did. Though he saw the darkness, though he felt the plagues, though he heard the cries of his nation, his heart grew colder, harder, more defiant. So it will be again. Some will look at the blackout and curse God. They will rage against the silence, against the fear, against the loss of their idols. They will refuse mercy even when mercy is knocking. Judgment and mercy will both be present, but each soul will choose which one they will receive. The blackout then is a crossroads. It will not leave anyone neutral. It will demand a response. Those who bow will find mercy. Those who harden will find judgment. Those who cry out will be saved. Those who curse will be condemned. The blackout is not only an event, it is a test of hearts, and here is the greater truth. Mercy is hidden even in judgment itself. For if God did not judge, man would continue in arrogance until his destruction. Judgment is the alarm that saves the sleeper from perishing in the fire. Judgment is the shaking that pulls the wanderer back from the cliff. Judgment is mercy wearing a sterner face. The blackout is God saying to the world, "You cannot go on this way. Stop, see, return." For the chosen, this truth must be remembered. Do not fear the judgment, for within it lies mercy. Do not despair at the darkness, for within it lies redemption. Do not see only wrath, for in wrath God remembers mercy. The blackout is terrifying to the world, but to the chosen it is a sign of hope. It means God has not abandoned the earth. It means he is still calling, still reaching, still giving space to repent before the final sealing of eternity. The question then is not whether judgment or mercy will fall. The question is, which one will you receive? Which one will you walk in? The same blackout that destroys the arrogant will preserve the humble. The same darkness that silences the rebellious will shine with light for the faithful. The same event will carry two realities, and every soul will choose its portion. So, chosen one, lift your eyes, do not fear the blackout, understand it. It is not only wrath, it is mercy. It is not only an ending, it is also a beginning. It is God's severe kindness shaking the nations, yet holding out his hand. In that day, when the lights go out and the world trembles, you will see the mystery fulfilled, judgment and mercy woven together, darkness and light meeting in one moment. And remember, out of judgment came Noah's ark. Out of judgment came the Exodus. Out of judgment came the cross. And out of the blackout will come the glory, the chosen one, and the call to stand when the blackout comes. It will not simply be an event. It will be a moment of unveiling. In that silence, in that stillness, when the lights of man are extinguished, something far greater will be revealed. For the darkness will not only expose the emptiness of the world, it will reveal the chosen. From the beginning of time, God has always raised up his chosen in the hour of shaking, not in the comfort of daylight, not in the safety of prosperity, but in the very midst of trial, famine, and darkness. Joseph was revealed as chosen not in times of peace, but in years of famine. Moses was called not in daylight, but in a wilderness of silence. David was anointed in obscurity and revealed in battle. Esther rose to her calling in a time of decree and death. Daniel shone in the midnight of Babylon. The chosen are never revealed in ease. They are revealed in crisis, and the blackout is the crisis of our age. The chosen are not crowned by men. They are not appointed by systems or recognized by the world. They are chosen in the secret place, called in the silence, sealed in the night. The world will not see them until the hour of unveiling, and the blackout will be that unveiling. For when the lights of man fail, the light of the chosen will be seen. This is why the blackout is not to be feared, but embraced by the faithful. It is not the end of your calling, it is the birth of it. You were not chosen to shine in the glow of man's lights, but in the absence of them. You were not chosen to stand in the noise of the crowd, but in the silence of fear. You were not chosen to move when everything is easy, but when everything is shaken. The blackout is not the death of your purpose. It is the moment your purpose comes alive. And so, chosen one, hear the call. When the blackout comes, you must stand. Stand when the nations tremble. Stand when the multitudes stumble. Stand when fear grips the hearts of men. For in that hour the chosen will be as beacons in the night, torches in the silence, lighthouses on the shore. They will not run, they will remain, they will not tremble, they will endure, they will not hide, they will shine. But to stand in that hour, you must be prepared now, for the blackout will not make you chosen. It will reveal who was chosen already. Oil must be in your lamp before the midnight cry. Faith must be rooted before the storm. Courage must be forged before the trial. The chosen are prepared in the secret place, long before they are revealed in the public hour. Do not wait for the darkness to seek the light. Seek the light now, so that when the darkness comes, you will not fear. The chosen must also be ready to be different. For in the blackout, the majority will move in panic, but the chosen will move in peace. The multitude will stumble, but the chosen will walk with clarity. The nations will rage, but the chosen will remain still. The blackout will not make sense to the world, but the chosen will understand the pattern. They will know it is written. They will recognize the hand of God. While the world curses the night, the chosen will lift their voices in worship. While others see only silence, the chosen will hear the voice of heaven. This is the call to stand, not merely for yourself, but for others. For when the blackout comes, many will be searching, many will be trembling, Many will be asking questions they never asked before, and the chosen are called to be the answer, to point the fearful to the light, to guide the blind to the way, to comfort the broken with the truth. The chosen do not shine for their own sake. They shine for the sake of others. They are the candles lit in the darkness, not hidden under a basket, but set upon a hill. But to stand in this way requires courage. For in the blackout, fear will be contagious. Despair will spread like wildfire. Lies will be shouted as truth. Many will follow the voice of panic. But the chosen must remain anchored. Their courage cannot come from themselves, for no man can stand against such fear. Their courage must come from the one who called them. The chosen do not stand because they are strong. They stand because he is strong in them, and the chosen must be ready to endure. The blackout is not a moment, it is a season. It will test patience, it will test faith, it will test endurance. Many will falter because they expected it to pass quickly, but the chosen will endure because they know the end from the beginning. They understand the prophetic pattern. After darkness comes light, after silence comes the trumpet, after night comes the dawn. They will not despair in the midnight because they know the morning is coming. So the call is clear: prepare, endure, stand. This is the identity of the chosen in the blackout. They are not victims of the silence. They are vessels in it. They are not crushed by the darkness. They shine within it. They are not hidden in fear. They are revealed in courage. And understand this mystery. You were chosen for this hour, not another, not an easier one, not a quieter one. You were chosen for the blackout. Your calling is not a mistake. Your place in history is not an accident. You were born for this moment, to stand when others fall, to shine when others fade, to speak when others are silent. You are the witness in the night, the watchman on the wall, the voice in the wilderness. This is the call of the chosen. Therefore, do not shrink back. Do not tremble at the thought of darkness. Do not despair when the lights of man fail. For the blackout is not your enemy. It is your unveiling. It is the moment the chosen are revealed, the moment they rise, the moment they shine, and you, chosen one, are called to stand. The coming dawn after the blackout is real, it is coming, and it will shake the nations. But hear this mystery, chosen one. The blackout is not the end, it is the threshold. It is the midnight before the dawn, the silence before the trumpet, the shaking before the glory. The darkness will cover the earth, but it will not remain forever. For beyond the night lies a dawn greater than any the world has ever known. This has always been the pattern of God. Out of chaos comes creation, out of famine comes provision, out of exile comes restoration, out of crucifixion comes resurrection. The night always gives way to the morning. The blackout is terrifying to the flesh, but to the spirit it is a sign of hope. For the same God who allows the darkness is the God who promises the light. Remember the words of the psalmist: weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. The blackout is the night of weeping. It is the hour of trembling, but it is not the end of the story. The end is joy, the end is light, the end is the morning. When the world despairs in the silence, the chosen must remember that dawn is written. No darkness, no matter how deep, can cancel the rising of the sun. Look again to Egypt. The plagues came in waves, the land groaned, the night of judgment fell, but then came the morning. Israel walked out of Egypt with silver and gold, with freedom in their steps, with destiny before them. The night of the Passover led to the dawn of deliverance. So too, the coming blackout will not end in despair, but in deliverance. For the chosen, the midnight will lead to morning, the silence to song, the exile to freedom. Look also to Calvary. At noon, darkness fell. For 3 hours the earth was silent, creation groaned, and the Son of God gave his life. To the disciples it seemed like the end. To the world it looked like defeat. But the darkness was only the middle, not the end. 3 days later, the stone rolled away, the tomb was empty, and light burst forth. The greatest dawn in history followed the greatest blackout, and so it will be again. The darkness of the last days will give way to the dawning of eternity, the kingdom that cannot be shaken, the glory that cannot fade. The dawn after the blackout is not only a global reality, it is also a personal one. For every chosen one, the blackout will test, refine, and reveal. It will strip away what is false, but in doing so, it will also prepare them for what is true. The dawn that comes after will not simply be the return of light, it will be the revealing of glory. The chosen will not only survive the blackout, they will emerge transformed by it, stronger, purer, more radiant. Like gold refined in fire, they will shine brighter because of the darkness they endured. Understand this, the dawn does not come to those who give up in the night, it comes to those who endure. The chosen must not surrender in the silence, must not lose faith in the waiting, must not stumble in the darkness. For dawn comes only after midnight, the harvest comes only after the sowing, the promise comes only after the test. If you faint in the blackout, you will miss the dawn, but if you endure, if you hold on, if you keep your lamp burning, you will see the morning. And what will that morning be? It will be the unveiling of glory. For the chosen, it will be the fulfillment of promise. The prayers whispered in the night will be answered in the morning. The tears sown in silence will be reaped with joy. The faith tested in the blackout will be crowned in the dawn. And beyond even this, the final dawn is coming. The return of the King, the light of the world, the morning star rising in glory. The blackout prepares the earth for that final sunrise, when darkness will be banished forever, when every tear will be wiped away, when the chosen will shine like the stars forever and ever. But until that day, there will be many smaller dawns, moments of break through after trial, moments of light after silence, moments of hope after despair. Do not despise the waiting, for every blackout carries within it the seed of a dawn. Every silence carries within it the sound of a new song. Every shaking carries within it the foundation of something unshakable. So, chosen one, lift up your head in hope. Do not fear the night. Do not despair in the silence. Do not give up in the waiting, for the dawn is appointed. Just as surely as the sun rises, the morning of God will come. The world may tremble, but the chosen must rejoice, for the blackout is not your end, it is your threshold. It is the gateway to glory, it is the night before your morning, and in that morning the chosen will shine, not with borrowed light, not with man's electricity, but with the radiance of heaven. In that morning the chosen will rise, their voices lifted in songs of victory. In that morning the chosen will see that every tear, every trial, every blackout was worth it, for it led to the dawn. So hold fast, endure the night, shine in the darkness, for the dawn is coming and it will not delay. The blackout will pass, but the morning will remain forever. And when it comes, you will know the truth of the mystery, that the night was necessary for the morning, the silence was necessary for the song, the blackout was necessary for the glory. Chosen one, the blackout is happening, but greater still, the dawn is coming. Stand firm, shine bright, endure faithfully, for soon the night will end and the light of eternity will rise.